start. First up is Senate Concurrent Resolution number 6. Senator Fitzwater, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee, Senator Travis Fitzwater, from the 10th District. And I'm bringing to you Senate Concurrent Resolution number 6. This is recognizing the important relationship between Missouri, the United States, and Ireland. An Irish senator actually asked a House member, Representative Bridget Walsh-Moore, and I to carry these resolutions just to show the important relationship and partnership we have between our state and their country. They just celebrated the 25th anniversary of the Good Friday Agreement, which, if you recall, was a moment in time in the 90s, especially, that kind of culminated in a lot of fighting, a lot of people dying, so that for Irish independence. And the UK made an agreement with an independent Ireland to cut up a part of Northern Ireland, which is now Northern Ireland, that the UK and Great Britain would have control over, but Ireland would become an independent country. It's a big deal. At the time, Bill Clinton helped negotiate the deal. And so Ireland has a real appreciation for getting their independence because it was a priority for America, and it means a lot to them in their parliament. And so this is just saying we appreciate the relationship we have with Ireland, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Any questions for Senator Fitzwater? Seeing none. Any witnesses in support of Senate Concurrent Resolution number 6? Seeing none. Any witnesses in opposition to Senate Concurrent Resolution number 6? Seeing none. Any witnesses for informational purposes only? Seeing none. Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Next up is Senate Concurrent Resolution number 2. Senator Beck, whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and member of the committee. For the record, I am Senator Doug Beck, and from the 1st District. Today I am presenting Senate Concurrent Resolution number 2 to recognize and stand in solidarity with the Bosnian community. St. Louis has a population of approximately 60,000 Bosnians, making it the largest Bosnian community in the United States. This July marks the 30th anniversary of Srebrenica Genocide, where more than 8,000 Bosniak men and boys were systematically executed by Bosnian Serb forces in and around the town of Srebrenica in Bosnia-Herzegovina. However, this tragic event did not take away from their strong work ethic, close-knit families, and rich cultural heritage which they have brought to our state. The resolution would also mark July 11th, 2025 as Srebrenica Genocide Remembrance Day. That is a very hard word to say for me. It's tough. Recognizing the hardships and the pain of the Bosnian community has gone through. The Bosnian community in St. Louis has had an important role in educating the public about the events in Srebrenica and fostering dialogue around the importance of remembrance, justice, and reconciliation. While we cannot change the tragic events of the past, we can all work towards learning from them, remembering them, and honoring those who tragically lost their lives. I want to thank the committee for hearing Senate Concurrent Resolution number 2. And with that too, I'll take my personal experience with the Bosnian community, which is very, very heavy in my Senate district and my previous House district. A lot of hardworking folks that bring a lot to the communities. They kind of migrated from South St. Louis City to South County over time, and still in both areas. But they just bring a lot of heritage. Great food too. If you know me, I love food, and so a lot of those things they bring to the communities. We have Bosnian study in some of our high schools down there in Melville and Afton area. So I was really honored when they asked me to bring this forward. So with that, I'll accept any questions.
Thank you, Senator. I too, whenever I was reading the resolution, Srebrenica is how I've been pronouncing it.
But C's are S's, so I had to.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay, all right, yeah. I too did not know how to pronounce it. So.
Srebrenica, and I have it like,
Srebrenica,
phonetically
okay.
spelled, and I still get it messed up, so it's like.
Any questions for Senator Beck? Seeing none.
I'm going to do
Senator Williams.
we're going to do a line item in the budget to teach us members how to pronounce the word. Get some type of training or something. I think it's a great thing to move forward, and I've engaged quite a bit with the Bosnian community, so I think they very much will appreciate it, especially in the St. Louis region.
Thank you.
Any further questions or commentary on the concurrent resolution for Senator Beck? Seeing none. Witnesses in support of Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 2.
Good morning and thank you, Mr. Chairman and honorable members of this committee. My name is Emir Hadzik, and I currently work as a police officer in Afton area, St. Louis County Police Department. Before I became a police officer, I served as a United States Marine for 20 years of active service, 8 overseas deployments on behalf of our great nation, several of them in combat, Afghanistan, Iraq, and a couple other places I can't mention. But before all of this service that I'm giving back to America for its hospitality to me, my family, my kinfolk, I was a Bosnian refugee. I moved to the United States in 1995, California initially. I joined the Marine Corps in 96. Around that time, my family, who were initially settled in California, started moving to St. Louis, Missouri, because in mid-90s, the word got passed throughout all of these different Bosnian communities in the United States that St. Louis and Missouri welcomes you. It is a great place to build your family, start a family, grow your family, start a business, grow your business. And so St. Louis region became sort of like a secondary migratory location in our homeland that now it is a home to the largest Bosnian community in the United States. This year marks the 30th year of Srebrenica Genocide. I was surprised that state of Missouri, even though being home to the largest Bosnian community in the United States, never really had this type of resolution that would sort of recognize us for our contributions to our communities and our country. So I just thought that this year would be appropriate for our great state of Missouri to pass this resolution to honor the victims and honor contributions that Americans of Bosnian heritage have contributed.
Thank you, Mr. Hadzik, for your testimony, and thank you also for your service to our country. We greatly appreciate it. Senator Williams, you have any questions?
No, yeah, just not really a question. I love to connect with you at some point. I think you'll be a good person to talk with my youth advisory board.
Thank you, Senator. I would be
So I'd
honored
love to exchange information and find the opportunity to do that in the future.
Absolutely, Senator.
Thanks, Mr. Chair.
Any further questions for the witness? Seeing none, thank you for your testimony. Further witnesses in support of Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 2? Seeing none, any witnesses in opposition to Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 2? Seeing none, any witnesses for informational purposes only? Seeing none, Senator Beck, any concluding remarks?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for listening to this bill. And as you can see, Officer Hadzik, he symbolizes the community, the Bosnian community in our area. And thank you for again.
Thank you. Since we do have a quorum present now, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senators Luetkemeyer,
Here.
O'Laughlin, Searpoy, May, Williams.
We have quorum. Before I lose my quorum, I now make a motion that we go into executive session. Do I have a second? It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those the contrary, no. The aye has it. We are now in executive session. I would now make a motion that we bring up for due pass Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 3. Do I have a second? It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those the contrary, no. The ayes have it. This is the Senate concurrent resolution that was presented last time by Senator Carter for the mission statement for Missouri Southern University. Is there any questions or discussion? Seeing none, I would now make a motion that we do pass Senate concurrent resolution number 3. Do I have a second? It's been moved and seconded. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Senators Lukemeyer,
Aye.
O'Laughlin, Searpoy, May, Williams.
By your vote of 3-0, you have voted do pass Senate concurrent resolution number 3. I now make a motion that we exit executive session. Do I have a second? It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those the contrary, no. The ayes have it. We are out of executive session. Next up is Senate concurrent resolution number 4. Senator McCreary, whenever you're ready.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair and committee members. I'm Tracy McCreary, representing parts of St. Louis County, and I'm presenting SCR number 4. Senate Concurrent Resolution 4 is a resolution letting Congress know that those of us in the Missouri General Assembly support the Federal Merchant Marine Act of 1920, which is known as the Jones Act. So the Federal Merchant Marine Act of 1920 requires that vessels carrying cargo between locations in the United States are owned by American companies, crewed by American mariners, and built in American shipyards. And the Jones Act does have a direct impact here in the state of Missouri, which is why I filed this resolution. So right now, the Jones Act and all that it entails means that there are more than 8,700 maritime jobs here in the state of Missouri. Nearly 40 million tons of cargo valued at over $8 billion moves safely on Missouri's river each year. So that's 8 billion with a B. And also, I had a chance, me and my team took a field trip last summer to visit with those that are operating these vessels. The thing I was surprised by is the role that they play in security. They are like the eyes and ears of our borders. They have very close connections with law enforcement and everything up and down the river. So they really, truly play an important role in security as well. So I was surprised by that, quite honestly. There are a lot of industries in Missouri that depend on these maritime partners. Obviously, agriculture, billions of dollars worth of corn, fertilizer, and other agriculture inputs move by barge and ultimately end up being exported to other countries. And then also there's millions of tons of sand, clay, cement, and gravel that are shipped that end up becoming, the building blocks, if you will, of infrastructure all around the country and the world. So I hope that this resolution can pass because I want there to be a clear message that Missouri supports everything that this act stands for, and I want to make sure that these jobs don't get outsourced.
Any questions for Senator McCreary? Seeing none. Thank you. Any witnesses in support of Senate concurrent resolution number 4? Seeing none. Any witnesses in opposition to Senate concurrent resolution number 4? Seeing none. Any witnesses for informational purposes only? Seeing none. I'll conclude the hearing on Senate concurrent resolution number 4. No further business coming before the committee. I would now make a motion that we adjourn. Do I have a second? It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those the contrary, no. We are adjourned.